gonna be some pretty funny shit. No joke, the video I was going to do today was supposed to be my final rant on all the bullshit that Bioware has been fucking up on. You know, sort of like the Modern Warfare 3 final rant that I just did. Now, the whole video and the whole rant was complete. I had that shit ready to go. I was putting the finishing touches on that bitch, and then bam! Bioware goes out and fucks my whole video idea up, and now that whole video was fucking worthless. Fucking Bioware, you didn't even give me a chance to yell at you for being an asshole, man. So now you go ahead and you release patches, you release more free DLC, and making it harder for me to call you an asshole. But fuck it, I'm still gonna call you an asshole for not allowing me to call you assholes. Now, here's the deal. Bioware had announced that they were finally releasing another big patch that was going to fix a ton of shit in this fucking game, including your sister's rotted out cunt. After 7 months of playing this shit, I was going to go on a nice little rant just as the patch was being released because a good portion of the problems have been around since the days of the demo. So we're talking 8-9 months now with fucking problems and shit like that. After the patch they just announced on Thursday, they go out and they announce another DLC pack with a whole bunch of shit that they're going to be adding to the game. Now, a number of things that I was going to be ranting about are actually voided out because of the DLC pack that's being released. Now, I'll get into the DLC in a minute, but first, we gotta talk about this patching bullshit. How many games you know of can wait 7 months to fix major problems? Now, think about that for a second. How many games would people continue to play if the game was filled with game-breaking glitches? Now, I know people are gonna say, oh, well, Modern Warfare 2 was like that, but that was different. The design of the game was terrible. Commando, one-man army, death streaks, those were all things intended to be in the game, and they weren't adjusted because that's what they were fucking meant to do. I'm talking about all the shit that's unintentional. You know, stuff like the Javelin glitch or the multi-care package glitch, stuff like that that people exploit. And even Modern Warfare 2, they found major glitches and they actually fixed that shit right away. It didn't take them long to fix the Javelin glitch, it took them a while to do that multi-care package glitch and shit like that. But once they found something really fucking wrong, they turned around and they actually fixed the fucking game. They didn't fix Commando, they didn't fix One Man Army, but they went out and they fixed all the glitches that really wasn't intended in being in the game. Bioware? Not so much. They had glitches since the fucking demo a month and a half before the actual release date, and they didn't fix that shit. Or the best part, they rolled out a patch months ago, but the fucking thing didn't actually fix most of the glitches. And obviously, the most annoying ones are the ones that they didn't fucking fix. You know, like the Vanguard glitch that sent you flying above the map or below the map, whatever the hell. The lightweight material and SMG guns that didn't work for shit. Or the Banshee grabbing you from fucking a mile away and sucking you in like goddamn Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. All that shit wasn't fixed by the fucking first patch. Now, again, Bioware gets some leniency from me because this is their first online game for Mass Effect. I mean, how many studios struggle with their first online game? Pretty much all of them. But what chaps my ass is that instead of rolling out minor patches here and there to fix the really pressing shit, you know, the Vanguard glitch and the SMG shit, they wait. And they wait. And they wait some more. And they wait even more. And then finally, by the time they get around to fixing all the shit, nobody's really left playing this fucking game. They're all gone. Goodbye. They're off to play other games, bored of this game, or just frustrated in general with the amount of shit they had to put up with. And honestly, that's something Bioware has nobody to blame but them damn selves. And I don't want to hear all this bullshit over certifications with Sony and Microsoft because that's just a load of crap. You know what it is? Plenty of other games roll out multiple patches and hot fixes. Treyarch was hot fixing Black Ops when that game came out. Infinity Ward was hot fixing Modern Warfare 3. Uncharted rolled out 15 patches every time they realized something was wrong. Battlefield, I believe, is on 8 patches, if I'm not mistaken. Assassin's Creed is on 6 patches. All of these are quick responses to things in the game that they must fix. Emergency fixes that have to happen. You know, like the Javelin glitch, like the care package glitch, like the Invincible Engineer in Killzone. That shit had to get changed immediately. That was fucking irritating. So don't go blaming your procrastination on Sony and Microsoft, Bioware, because they honestly don't give a shit if and when you fix their game. The only thing they care about is that you're not sneaking in some kind of Trojan horse virus that butt-fucks the shit out of client credit cards. Especially Sony, man. They don't want to get butt-fucked again over that shit. So we've gotten a total of 2 multiplayer patches in 7 months. This whole bullshit about this being patch 1.06, no. This is not 6 fucking patches. 2 of those patches were for PS3 trophies alone. Another 2 of them were for the campaign glitches, so those 4 patches have absolutely nothing to do with multiplayer. We've gotten 2 patches to fix our shit up. Now, the second major problem that this game had was the lack of testing on the DLC. Now look, I've praised the DLC plenty of times. They've given 3 free packs so far. We have a 4th pack coming out tomorrow, so I can't complain about the value. There is no way in hell I'm going to complain about free fucking DLC. What I am going to complain about is the technical specs that were in each one of these. Now, each week they balance the game out with all changes and kinds of shit like that. You know, fine, that's cool. You know, as long as they're on top of the game and the metadata, they want to make shit balanced so that no class is too overpowered, underpowered, whatever the hell. One character's too powerful, they nerf him down. One character's too weak, they boost his ass up. Although, this is fucking co-op, so it's not like ultimately gives a shit at the end of the fucking day. But the issue that I have is that almost every single piece of information that was in a given DLC pack had to be altered at least some point after release. Every single piece. And you guys can go back and look at all 3 packs. Every fucking thing has been adjusted one way or another. Whether it was a gun, whether it was a character, whether it was a power, every fucking thing has been changed from its original state when we downloaded the motherfucker. Which means none of this shit was fully tested in-game. Now, you know how much I rail Infinity Ward in the ass over testing and shit like that. They just throw shit in the game without actually thinking about what they do or how stupid a fucking idea it is. It seems like Bioware did the same goddamn thing. They throw random shit in the game for us, only to say, oops, we fucked up. You're damn right you fucked up, because you're not testing shit, man. You might be testing for bugs, you might be testing to make sure shit isn't glitched, but you damn sure are not testing for balance and how good or bad the characters play and how cheap players can exploit shit. You're damn sure not testing for that crap. So on top of not patching the game, now you're not testing the game to prevent idiots from exploiting problems. Basically, the community becomes your fucking lab rat so that you can see what's wrong with your goddamn game. That's pretty much what Treyarch does. They roll out bullshit, they see how people feel, then they change it after the fact and it makes it look like, oh, we support the game. It makes it look like, oh, we listen to our community. Bullshit, man. Listening to the community is one thing. Using us as a goddamn guinea pig for your untested metadata shows how fucking lazy you are. If you really want to listen to the community, you should have fixed that goddamn store a long time ago. If you really pay attention to us, you should have fixed that Vanguard glitch a long time ago. You should have fixed that rocket glitch as soon as you saw the motherfucker. Then we know you're actually listening to legitimate beefs. Don't sit here and bullshit us that you're actually testing your fucking game. You know, supporting the game doesn't mean sending out a half-assed product and then working on the other half of the ass behind the scene. No, it doesn't work like that. You don't see an airline company having a one-wing plane carry passengers to see if it fails or not. And then they say, oh, you know what? I guess we do need that other wing now, don't we? No! That's not how you build shit. And that's what Bioware does. They took that shit straight out of Treyarch's playbook. Let's give people shit knowing it's fully fucked up. And then when we fix it after the fact, oh, it shows how much we support the community and we want to make sure you have a good game experience. Oh, shut the fuck up. We don't fall for that shit anymore, man. We might have fallen for that shit 5 fucking years ago. 5 years now, we don't fall for stupid shit like this. Now, because of the DLC, this is where my ranting actually has to stop. Now, initially, I was going to go off right here on points 3 and 4. Those were 2 points that carried over from the prior game. I had no problem saying those shits again. But both points that I was going to make after these are somewhat satisfied with the release of the new DLC and the patch and some other things that are going to be rolling out in the future. Now, the 2 points that I was going to make revolve around the long-term scenarios for the game. When you think about games today, they all have a shelf life. Good games last only until the next good game comes out. That's it. You play a quality game until you feel you've achieved what you needed. Then you go out and you find another quality game. Bioware did something that I've been saying for the longest fucking time, and it paid off. They released a game during the slow-ass gaming season of spring and summer. Think about it. That is the perfect time for a top-tier game to come out. You know, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Medal of Honor, whatever the fuck it is their rival game, Uncharted, Gears of War, Halo, Assassin's Creed, any other top-name game series. When do they come out? They come out now, right in the fall, right before the Christmas season. Spring and summer are dead months of gaming, no competition. So releasing this game with less competition means you have a better chance of people playing the motherfucker for a while. And Mass Effect benefited from that shit big time. However, over time, any game is going to lose people. So naturally, Mass Effect lost people along the way. But right now is when you're going to see the mass exit of people. Hell, Borderlands 2 provided a big-ass attraction for people, and they left Mass Effect 3 for that game big time. I mean, my list was completely on Borderlands for like the past 2 weeks and shit. So imagine what the community is going to be like when Halo comes out, when Medal of Honor comes out, when Black Ops 2, all these games are released. I mean, the shit is going to be as empty as a strip club for blind men. So how do you get people to continue to play your game with all that competition? How do you get people to keep coming back? Because let's face it, DLC only works if you add variety and something new. You can't just keep pouring out the same DLC over and over and over again, because people become immune to that shit too. I mean, just look at Call of Duty Elite Service and all that bullshit. All these maps, yet nothing changed other than Face-Off and Chaos Mode, which is what brought people back. People saw Face-Off and they're like, yes, I want to play Face-Off. People saw Chaos and like, yes, I want to play Chaos. They didn't come back because, oh, Call of Duty released some new shit. No, they didn't come back because of that. I mean, let's be honest. Bioware didn't seem to have a long-term plan. That was a problem. basically they hope people would continue to tolerate them not fixing this fucking game, and that these 3 DLC packs were going to be enough to keep people satisfied. Now, we knew a 4th DLC pack was coming, but it had to have something that made people want to play this motherfucker again, and this DLC pack sure does that, and then some. I mean, guys have seen the trailer for this motherfucker. The prior DLC packs only had 6 characters, 2 or 3 maps, a new objective or something for money and shit like that, with some new waves, and some new gear to make us strong up in this motherfucker. But tomorrow's DLC goes all out. We finally get a new enemy faction with the collectors. I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, can we take on the mercenaries and shit like that? You know, like the Blood Pack and Eclipse and Boo Sons. Who knows if they'll ever do that. But at least we get the collectors. I mean, I can only shove my gun up a Banshee's ass so many fucking times. So it's nice to have a new enemy to fuck up and shit like that. The maps that we had initially, they're being altered. So now you can have hazards on maps, whether it's like fucking snow or rain or clouds or midgets or clowns or crazy ass Romanians with knives and cockroaches. I don't know, but they're gonna have all kinds of shit, man. And then on top of that, in the 6 characters, we're gonna get a rolling scale of 16 characters over the next few weeks of a staggered release. So we're not gonna get all 16 right away, but I think we're gonna get 4 tomorrow, and then we're probably gonna get 4 another week, and 4 a week after that, or 2 or 3, whatever the fuck it is. We're gonna get 16 total new characters, just not with the first download, but eventually they're gonna add the motherfuckers. But the real kick in the dick is the addition of the challenges. Now, I don't know what they fully entail yet, but judging by some of the screenshots, it seems like it's going to track your progress in the game. Right now, we don't have no tracking system. We don't have real shit in the game. All we have is your fucking ranking, and that's about it, and some of your guns or whatever the fuck. But what I like is they're going to be tracking, like, your weapons. They're going to be tracking what classes you use, what maps you play. All kinds of shit that we haven't had, they're actually going to be tracking and giving you some kind of cookie or reward or badge or so. I don't know. They're going to give you something that shows that you actually play this motherfucker live. So for people who don't really promote the game, you know, who have like low 200, 300 rankings, now you don't have to worry about people saying, oh, you're a low rank player, you obviously can't be good. You know, people are fucking stupid like that. They believe because you don't promote, you're not a good player. But they can see on your record, oh wow, you have 100% assault, or oh wow, you have 100% get ass kicker, whatever the fuck it is. Now you don't have to worry about the measure of your E-penis with your fucking N7 score. You have these challenges. So I'm happy with the developments. However, I don't know if this was all planned by Bioware. I fucking doubt that shit like all crazy. Or if after 7 months, they finally learned the lesson and realized that they needed better content to keep people happy. That's my guess. I really guess that they finally learned after all these fucking months. They came to their senses and they figured out that an accomplishment or achievement strategy, something is going to keep people playing this game longer as opposed to just giving us a new map, a new gun, a new person to shoot at. You know, it doesn't fucking matter after some point. You know what I mean? I don't think Bioware is smart enough to think of this shit on their own from a couple fucking months ago, even though people suggested this shit a long time ago. But at the very least, they finally gave some shit for us to play, and they're finally going to be taking people away from Borderlands. Sorry, Borderlands, I'm not making fun of you. I'm not making fun of Borderlands. I'm just saying that all the people that migrated over that motherfucker, they're probably going to come back to Mass Effect now that this new DLC came out and shit like that. So anyway, as much as I wanted to yell and scream at Bioware, I couldn't do it with this video. I mean, the last video that I created, man, I just went off on the motherfucker. I mean, I just straight up cursed them out for like 20 fucking minutes. But I can say that with this patch and with this DLC, they're at least in line for one final rant sometime down the road. I don't have to do my final rant now, but they released enough shit for me to delay my final rant until at least all this shit is fixed. So they added a lot of new content. They patched up some things. I mean, we're going to see how much everything is patched. But they at least made an effort to fix this motherfucker. It's 7 months late, but at least they made an effort to fix this motherfucker and add some long-term plans to the game. So for those of you who said, oh, I don't want to play Mass Effect 3 anymore, it's gotten boring, now's a good chance to at least give it a try again, see if you like the motherfucker. If not, go back to playing all the other games. I mean, like I said, in a few more weeks, all the big games are being released. And by the time those games are released, then Mass Effect 3 is going to go on the shelf for good. Nobody's going to come back and play this motherfucker. But for now, at least Bioware came up with something new that they could keep people entertained for a couple weeks until all the bigger games come out. Anyway, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And like I said, when the Mass Effect 3 DLC comes out, I'll definitely have some content on that bitch. And I'll see you guys in the next video.